Hello there, Purple Banditos, and welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Glazed. I'm PurpleRodri. Last time we arrived here in Whitewood City, and in today's episode, we're going to go ahead and make our way inside of Whitewood City's gym, take on its leader, Brian, the brains of Whitewood. So let's go ahead and make our way inside. Now, we've been preparing to take on Brian for quite a while. A lot of people have been telling us that Brian is a Psychic-type trainer, so I do feel very good. Brian is a cunning user of the Psychic type. Don't let your guard slip when battling him. Now, a good thing about that is that we do have Yami ready to go. As you guys can also see, I have gone ahead and trained up Rover, so I do feel very good about this. So let's go ahead and begin our first battle. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. I definitely am. You know, it's one of those Mondays. You got to get back into the swing of things and just take care of your week. Also, thank you guys for your tips and your comments. Make sure you give this video a like. It really helps the series. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can take on this Jinx. Now, one of the things I've actually been thinking a lot about this past weekend since I've been getting back into the swing of things, getting settled into things, I don't know. I was just thinking about how great it is to have everything back, to have all my computer and my, PS4, everything pretty much set back up in my room. And I gotta tell you guys, I was thinking about how far technology has come. Overall, pretty much across the world, everything has changed. Technology is huge now. But another thing that I realize is that we are so lucky to live in the time that we do. I remember when I was young and I would look at these television shows that showed all this futuristic technology that I couldn't even imagine. And nowadays, we do have this. We can talk to anybody on the phone. We can face cam anywhere. And it's these little things that we take for granted, but it's honestly amazing. Another thing that I was thinking about was the fact that we live in the time and age that we are getting to see all these awesome superhero comic book movies. And it's really, really great. I can only imagine how people back in the day who would actually read the comic books, what they would think now that they get to see these movies on the big screen, that they get to see their favorite comic book heroes up there running around, and that you actually get to see them live pretty much in person because of how amazing the quality is now. It's crazy to think about how far things have come and how lucky we are. I'm really excited for a bunch of superhero movies. A lot of people always ask me about the whole Marvel, DC, the whole little argument there, but I gotta tell you guys, I enjoy both. As a kid, I grew up watching pretty much all the superheroes and everything. That's all I used to do in El Salvador, was watch the Justice League and those types of shows. And it wasn't until later, I guess you could say, that I started getting into Marvel. But I did grow up with a lot of DC. But nowadays, Marvel has pretty much just spread to everywhere. So you can just catch those figures anywhere, anytime, pretty much. So it's something that you kind of get used to. But it's really cool. I was just thinking about that we're really lucky to be able to watch that and be into that. To be able to watch superhero TV shows and to then watch these amazing movies. It's really, really awesome to think about. We're really lucky to live in the time that we do. I'm so glad about everything we have, all our little gadgets, all these little amazing shows that are coming up, the fantastic games we get to play. I gotta tell you guys, we are living in a fantastic age. The future is truly here. If it's not here yet, it's very, very close. I think the only thing we're missing now is some flying cars, maybe some new fuel, so we don't have to keep worrying about anything of that sort, and then we'll be good to go. And I'm sure everybody will be able to just enjoy life and just kind of hang out. That's what it's all about. Sometimes as a kid, I remember thinking to myself, things can't get better than this. There's no way they're going to be cooler toys or things like that. And then it actually happens. And now that we're older, we're getting the chance to enjoy that. What I would have given as a kid to be able to play Ocarina of Time on a handheld, something that simple is what I was thinking about. Because I remember how hard I would try to just do anything I could to play that game. And nowadays, you can just have it in the palm of your hand and you can play through it whenever you want. It's kind of funny to actually think about those things, but I thought it would be really cool to share that with you guys because I feel like a lot of us have experiences like that it's really amazing how far everything has come and how great things are. Another thing that actually got me thinking about this was the fact that I saw a couple of friends playing Pokken Tournament. Now it's like the whole Pokemon Tekken crossover thing where you get to go in there and battle your Pokemon. And I gotta tell you guys, when we were kids and we always imagined Pokemon battling, now for some reason, I feel like I always imagined them physically there. So physically in front of us, in person, actually battling, doing that thing. Nowadays, though, I see Pokken Tournament, I'm like, we're pretty much controlling the Pokemon, the moves they do. It's almost like technology has got to that point where we are caught up and where we really are controlling Pokemon the way we want. So if you really think about it, we're very, very close to actually having these little Pokemon creatures there in person if we're already controlling them in a game, which I think is really cool. The fact that we have this battling game where these Pokemon actually get to go in there and you can control them, control their bodies, it already goes to show how much everything has come, what a long way everything has already gone, that you can't even believe to imagine what could happen here in 5, to 10 years with Pokemon Go and all these sorts of things. So it's pretty cool to think about, actually. You know, it's one of those things that is always a lot of fun to think about. I enjoy thinking about these things because I think it's cool to look towards the future and just gotta think about it. Just take random guesses on what's going to be coming up, because you never know sometimes, and I think that's a lot of fun about life, you know, just kind of going into things and just gotta guessing, just hoping that, you know, these things do happen. Let's go ahead and take on the Slowking, though. We're actually very close to defeating everyone here. Now, I know that we actually do have to battle pretty much every trainer inside this place before we can take down the gym leader. So this is something that you guys told me, but I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, Yami is pretty much holding everything down, and I think it'll be really, really simple. Now, another thing is I actually haven't played Pokken Tournament yet, but I have been wanting to play it. I'm really, really going to try to get into it, but let's go ahead and prepare then. I think we battled everyone, so let's go ahead and talk to Brian. Not now, I'm reading. Okay, so we have to beat another trainer. I suppose there must be like one I overlooked. Once in a while, oh, there it is. Okay, I missed one trainer. Let's go ahead and battle this last trainer then. We'll be able to take on our what gym leader is this? Our 6th gym leader. Now that we've obtained 5 badges, that's pretty solid right there. I gotta tell you guys, if we're that close to finishing up Johto, I'm also still really excited to find out what the 3rd region's gonna be. A lot of you guys have been telling me about this 3rd region, and I'm kind of excited to see it. I've never played a game where you could explore 3 regions, so I think that's really, really cool. Also, that's something that I think should be added in the new generations as well. I asked you guys a little bit ago about what you would like to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and a lot of you guys actually commented being able to customize your own characters, definitely traveling to old regions, so I think that's something that means a lot to all of us in the Pokemon community. So let's go ahead and get ready and talk to Brian.
And the book was just getting good too. I'll just have to get it back later. Hello, my name's Brian. If you weren't aware, I think the mind can be the best weapon of all. So I trained the psychic type. It's very hard to cope with attacks from the mind. How would you do?
Alright guys, here we go. Rodri versus Brian. Let's go ahead and take on Brian and his psychic types. And as I was saying then, we are ready to go ahead and do this, guys. Oh really? Starting up with a Starmie. That actually throws me off a little bit because I had something else in store, but regardless of that, we're gonna go ahead and do this. As I was telling you guys, I think it's always awesome when you guys leave me comments about this. I'm really having a lot of fun with Pokemon Glazed. I gotta tell you guys, I didn't know how much fun this hack was gonna be, and so far it's been really great. I love when I can really immerse myself into a game, and it's something that I've been feeling here with Pokemon Glazed. It's really great when I get to play through an adventure that I actually don't know much about, and that's really how it's felt this time around. I didn't know much about Pokemon Glazed, and so far it's been so good. I love when I get the chance to do this. Next up is a Glazed. We should be able to take down the Glazed. You know, I'm actually not too worried about this gym. Our Pokemon are so strong. We have everybody pretty much caught up in levels. Even Rover is ready to go. So I'm not worried at all. We were able to build this secondary team of ours really quickly. If you think about it, it took us a good bit to build our first team. This second team got built a lot quicker. And now we'll even have to start thinking about maybe building a 3rd team for the 3rd region, which I think would be a lot of fun. With that though, Yami has gone down. And that makes things a little bit troublesome because I really thought that Yami was going to be able to hang in here for the whole fight. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and see what we can do. We're going to go ahead and just send out Hedwig. Every time I see Hedwig, it makes me so happy to see this Pokemon. I don't know what it is. You know, sometimes growing up with these types of things, I was a big Harry Potter fan. So seeing a little Hedwig kind of incarnated into this game, I gotta tell you guys, is something that I really do enjoy seeing. Let's see if we'll be able to take down the Glazed then. And there we have it, guys. We hit a crit. Very easy gym so far. So far, it's been quite easy to take down all these Pokemon. We'll see what's going to be coming out next. Now, another thing that I've realized is that our Pokemon are probably a little bit way too trained up, so I'm going to try my best to slow it down there, guys. I've noticed that everybody that we're going up against is a little bit lower level than us, so it might be time to cool down our Pokemon a little bit, as I don't really know how much higher the Pokemon in Johto are going to get. What's crazy to think about, though, is the fact that the Pokemon here in Johto have already increased such a good amount compared to the Donut region that we got to start thinking about the 3rd region, especially if there are going to be 8 badges that we have to go after. I wonder what level the Pokemon there are going to be, because if the Pokemon end up getting to about 80, I think that would be really awesome to see. I love when you get to go up against higher level Pokemon because it's just something that you don't really see. I remember the first time when I trained up one of my Pokemon to level 100, it was such a big achievement because back in the day, you never really used to push your Pokemon to that level. It was hard for you to do it because it took so long, and I don't think many people did it. So nowadays, whenever I get the chance to see these Pokemon just getting higher and higher up, it's really great to see. I gotta tell you guys that. Let's go ahead and take down this Gardevoir, though. This guy has been a little bit troublesome. I thought this would be the one Pokemon that would give us a little bit of trouble. So let's just go ahead and see if we can knock it out while it's asleep. That would definitely be a pretty good bonus for us if we could just knock out this Pokemon, and then I think we'll be good. I do believe this is our 6th badge, though. I gotta tell you guys, I've been a little bit thrown off the badge collecting. With this whole thing happening with Jasmine, we're still gonna have to figure out what is all going on with Team Fusion. We haven't even gotten close to the story of Team Fusion here in Johto, so we have a lot to do. I'm going to try to figure it out as best I can. I think I've been doing a pretty good job at figuring it out so far, so let's just hope that I'll be able to keep it up. Let's go ahead and finish this up, though. I'm going to go for the fly. Hopefully, that will knock out this Gardevoir, but I honestly don't think it will. Gardevoir's a bit of a beast. Whenever I see these Pokemon also going for Calm Mind and just powering themselves up, I know that we're going to be in for a tougher time. Let's go for the fly. Don't think that will KO this Pokemon. That is going to probably take us down. And it looks like we're going to have to switch someone else in here. But that's okay. You know, once in a while, you got to be ready. That is the reason why we have all our other Pokemon ready to go, ready to jump in. I got to tell you guys, I'm looking out my window right now, and the weather is lovely here lately. It feels so nice that you can just travel from one place that's really hot to another place where it's just a little bit nice. There's a nice breeze going around. It's kind of funny to think about that that's how the world works, that we can travel from one place to another and just have such a complete climate change in a day, in a matter of time. It's amazing to think about how much our technology has advanced. It's really awesome, honestly. I was sitting there on the plane just looking out the window, and I actually took a picture of it because it looks so beautiful. I just looked out the window and there was just clouds going on for what seemed like forever. It was just like a blanket of clouds, and it was just beautiful. It almost felt like I was sitting there in a ship, just, you know, floating through water, floating through a sea of clouds, and it was just such a beautiful experience. We live in such a beautiful world. We really, really do, guys, that sometimes you just gotta appreciate the little things. It's those things that make it amazing, you know? That's why I love that I could share that with you guys, pretty much whatever's on my mind, and it's really cool that I get to talk about that. Oh, next up is gonna be an Espeon, though, so I think we'll be okay to take this guy down. There are just about 2 Pokemon left, so it has been pretty easy for us to do so far. I've actually haven't been too worried about this one. I knew that pretty much all our Pokemon were going to be able to step up to the chase. Whenever I see a Psychic Gym, I don't worry too much about it because I feel like Psychic types aren't as strong as they once were. In the first gen, when they first came out, they were OP. But nowadays, I feel like they've got a pretty good balance for it, and that everybody can pretty much handle a Psychic type here and there. A lot of the Pokemon can learn Dark type moves now too, so things have changed so much from when Psychic types used to run this game. With that, though, the Espeon has gone down, and I believe we are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have 1 Pokemon left. It's going to be an Alakazam. I'm going to go ahead and send out Chompy. Chompy hasn't seen too much action today, and with that, guys, we should be looking good to take down this gym, which I'm really excited for because then that means we are very close to wrapping up the Johto region and taking on Whitney and figuring out what the other Elite Four are going to be. With that, though, let's go for the bite. That should take down the Alakazam. Are you kidding me? That thing survived with like 1 HP? Okay, what can I say? It's her last Pokemon. It's going to be a really strong Pokemon. Let's go ahead and go for the Mother Fudger. Okay, so this is when the full restores start coming out. All right, I see it. I see what this guy's doing. We're going to go ahead and go for the bite again, though. Hopefully, that'll take down this Alakazam. We are very close. We should be able to knock this guy out next time. I don't think that this guy, this trainer, will have any more full restores, or at least let's hope not. There we have it. I'm sure we'll be able to survive this, and then we're looking good. I'm actually totally excited to see what this guy's going to give us. We defeated Alakazam, and it looks like we are doing quite well in this adventure, guys. Chompy grew to level 66, and Rover gained some XP. We defeated leader Brian.
Not a lot of people match wits with me and win. Your mind is sharp. You can have my badge.
We got 2,600 for winning, and with that, guys, we have obtained the Psych badge. That is the 6th out of 8 badges here in the Johto region. 2 more to go.
Not a lot of people have smarts like you. Wait a second, are you Rodri? I read about you in the history of Tuned.
You know, no big deal, man. I kind of just won a championship out there, decided to come out here, relax a little bit, maybe go after another championship. You never know. We obtained TMO4. It contains Calm Mind. Now, Calm Mind's actually a move that is very, very strong, so we could definitely teach that to one of our Pokemon. It looks like he's healing up our Pokemon, though.
What the nature of this turmoil is, I don't know, but I wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you heard it before, but knowledge really is power. For example, if you know Pokemon's attacks...
Okay, so it looks like he's healed up our Pokemon, so that might mean that we have something coming up ahead immediately. And it looks like... Ooh, who's this? Is it Henry? Yeah.
Ah, so glad I found you, Rodri. I'm sorry, I didn't want to bug you again. I was hoping if I just ignored it, Team Fusion would disappear, but I realized I can't ignore it anymore. I can't fight them without you. They're initiating the final phase of their plan. There's a massive ninja hideout in Mahogany Town.
Okay, guys, so it looks like we're gonna have to make our way to Mahogany Town and stop Team Fusion once and for all. We really need to help out Henry. I feel bad for that guy. His mom just seems to be all over the place. So next time, guys, we're gonna continue from this point. Leave me some tips and some comments on what's coming up. Make sure you guys give this video a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Enjoy your week. Goodbye.